Hello, my name is VT. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch and YouTube, and today we're going to be talking about Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time. This is a new installment and probably one of my favorite games ever, and I have really enjoyed playing it these past 3 days in early access, and I'd like to share some of the stuff that I've learned with you guys. If you're new to the game and you're looking to see whether you're going to buy it or not, this will be a great video for you to see all the features that it offers. And then if you've already purchased the game, I have a lot of information and tips and tricks to make the gameplay enjoyable. So first of all, once again, this is a new installment in the franchise, but you don't have to have played the first one to be able to follow the storyline. It is indeed a standalone story, which is really nice because honestly, it's been over 10 years since I played the first one, so I don't quite remember the story of the first one, so it is a really nice thing to just be able to hop into a game and enjoy the story. And the story is really good, but don't worry guys, I'm not going to spoil anything in the story. This is just information on gameplay and game mechanics. I'm going to leave all of that for you guys to experience your life yourself. So lives in this game, you can have multiple lives, and that's encouraged on one character. Your lives support each other. You can have combat classes, there's crafting classes, and there's gathering classes. So all of these things come together to make a very fulfilling life. You could be like me and do all of them to max, or you can just pick a couple that you like and use money to buy the things that you need otherwise that you cannot make yourself. So there are multiple ways in actual life and in this game to spend your life. So when you start off the game, you can literally pick any life. It doesn't matter. You'll be able to complete the beginning part of the game. You don't have to pick a combat class to start. You can pick a crafting or a gathering class, and those all work just as well. All lives are equal. So anything that you want to do, just try it out. It's really fun. The storylines are very cute. Once you finish the first life, you can skip the storylines for the others. Honestly, I recommend doing it because I think the storylines are really good. But if you're just more interested in speed running, then yes, you don't have to do the mini tutorials for each life. Once you learn the basic concepts, you can just carry those over to all of your new lives. Is this game multiplayer? Yes and no. There are two multiplayer options for this game. You can have a couch co-op where one of you plays as the character and one of you plays as Trip. And this is a playing along together and progressing the storyline together. That is how you would co-op with the story. There's multiplayer, however, which you cannot progress in the story in the traditional multiplayer. So how it works is you need to get to chapter 3, the end of chapter 3 and chapter 4, when you would unlock your personal housing area. I'm not going to go too much into details with that. There'll be a little bit of videos here, but once again, you guys will find that out yourself. But once you unlock that area and you get your own guild house, you'll then be able to co-op with your friends. Now, that being said, your progression is locked the minute you start multiplayer, so you cannot progress the main storyline. You cannot see your quests that you have for your villagers. You can still fulfill them and still do the objects for them, but until you leave multiplayer, you cannot upgrade your skills. You cannot turn in your quests. You're just running around together. In the main islands, you'll be gathering, and in the larger content, the more open world area, you can explore together. But once again, you cannot uncover the map together. Your progression is locked the minute you start multiplayer, so keep this in mind. My personal suggestion is play along with your friends and then do the storyline, and as you need to grind stuff together, hop in the multiplayer section, because the multiplayer is actually really nice when you're together. You get double the harvest. Basically, I can be chopping a tree, my friend can be fishing, and I get fish and he gets trees. So it's really nice. You can co-op that way. You can defeat the higher level bosses together. Yes, there are bosses. You can go into the caves on the maps. A lot of the stuff is explorable together in multiplayer. But once again, I'm going to reiterate, anything related to progression is not going to be multiplayer. So please do keep that in mind. But don't let this deter you from playing this game with your friends. There is a lot of replayability in this game, and there is a lot to unlock. As far as the actual game mechanics go, the combat systems are relatively simple, and you have skill trees for both your combat skills and your professions, and you can tailor them how you would like. So there are more upgraded abilities. Combat does get more complicated the higher you level, but all in all, it's a really fun and engaging system. So we've covered multiplayer, we've covered combat. Now let's go towards the end game stuff. I'm not going to give you spoilers, of course, once again, on storyline or anything like that. This is just basic mechanics of the game. So towards the end game, you have an island that is very Animal Crossing style. So you can terraform your island, you can change it, and you can have residential houses. Now, something I wish I would have known before I started doing this is you will have a maximum that I found of 6 villager houses and then your house. So keep this in mind when you are laying out your house. Only 6 of your villagers will have a permanent residence. Everyone else will kind of just wander around your map. You can change out your villagers. There's no cost to do that, but it does cost Dosh to move your houses. So when you're planning your island, you will want to probably just put them somewhere close, and then as you unlock more terraforming abilities to really change your island, because naturally you don't get them all at the beginning, it'll save you a little bit of money and heartache trying to rearrange your island after you've already placed them, realizing, oh, I only get 6 houses. So yeah, don't make my mistake. The terraforming options are really easy to use. It's a very nice system. You can upgrade your house. You can decorate your villagers' houses. It's really cute. There is lots of potential for in-game and in-game fashion. There are so many patterns to buy from so many vendors in the world that you will have a lot of grind ahead of you. There's also legendary patterns that you can find and legendary options. Now, to unlock people, you can find them in the shrines on the large continent. These are static people. They're the same ones for every save. However, they can also be dropped from monsters with crowns above their heads. And this seems to be a varied loot table where different kinds of items can drop from the monsters. It's not one specific item slash person. I say items here, but these items are also people. So you can get them from monsters or the gargantuan dungeons or just finding the chests out in the world. Once you unlock these villagers back at your base, they are no longer in their item form. However, if the item's really cute and you do want another item, you can raise your heart level. And then it seems that once you do, once a day, a villager will come over and gift you their original item form, so you don't lose them forever. You don't have to hold someone in their item form because it's an adorable little plushie. You can let them be free, and then they will give you the plushie back at a later date. Now that we've gone over the basic gameplay, I like to go a little bit more in-depth on some of the mechanics for you guys. A lot of the mini games for the Gathering profession have an indicator of a skill that you could find the sweet spot, which lets you do more damage. Now, the indicator has exclamation points, which is the sweet spot, question marks, meaning you're not quite there, and ellipses, dots, going, yeah, I'm very far off. So, how this works on the radial menu is if you have question marks, you're kind of within the realm. If you basically do a question mark and then you get to a dot, it's on the opposite side of the wheel usually is where you'll find your sweet spot. So that just means the dots, you're ice cold, and the question marks, you're kind of close. So you do have abilities in your trees that will let you change how big the sweet spot is, etc., etc. So please do look into those. I'm not going to go into super detail and tell you how to do your builds because it's your life and you can live it how you want. But this did take me a little bit to figure out how to get the sweet spot. I will say the fishing mini game is probably the most difficult one of the professions because of the harder level difficulties of the fish and the time constraints on finding that sweet spot before the line breaks. But once you find that out, it's not too bad, and it's a great fun mini game. So there's your one tip from me. If you have any other questions, please, or if you have any other questions about game mechanics, please feel free to note below, and I will get to them in between playing the game myself. You can also pop over to my live streams, and I'll be happy to answer questions there. Now let's get into the summary. Should you buy this game? Honestly, I highly recommend picking this game up. I've had an absolute blast. I love the first game. The second game is just as good, if not better, than the first. The story is great. The dialogue is still witty, just like the first game. It's so funny. There's so many times I've just been so excited. Things are so cute. Or the dialogue gets a little bit sussy here and there. But you know, we don't mind that. It's super fun. And I really enjoy the gameplay. The crafting mechanics are really fun as well. I will say if you are struggling a bit on the crafting, don't forget, guys, to upgrade your gear. You can have assistance with friends that you find on the island to make your crafting easier as well. And then make sure you're using all your skill points. If you do this, then the crafting games don't become quite so tedious and stressful. They become very, very fun. So I just can't honestly gush enough about this game. The developers did a great job with it. the amount of detail put into this game, not only in the dialogue, not only in the looks of it, the graphics are fantastic, really cute and adorable. The level of detail, I just want to point this out because it took me a while to see it, but when you're crafting, the weapon that you have equipped is what shows up in your crafting area. The type of workbench you work on is what shows up in the crafting area. These small little minute details really, really express the level of detail and care that this team put into this game. And I have to say, I appreciate it, and I appreciate this team for making this game and giving us a wonderful product right out of the gate. Overall, this game has been extremely well done, and I really look forward to getting through Chapter 7 and finding out the ending of this game. So, once again, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this guide. I try to keep it short and sweet. I really do enjoy this game, and I hope that you guys really enjoy it too and enjoy all of your lives. Once again, if you do have any questions, please leave them below. I will get to them in between my gaming sessions, or you can always just pop in stream and feel free to ask me any questions in regards to the game, and I'll do the best of my ability to answer. Thank you guys so much. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help me make more videos like this in the future.